I found myself at Zhejiang Ocean University, pre-Olympic China, prepared with enough communicative tools to get me through my year of teaching. Ni hao, hello. Ying yu lao shi, I'm an English teacher. Gong gong teacher, but. And for me, very importantly, mei ren yu, mermaid. And as we came into this little island of Dinghai, we found that all of the people there were prepared to greet us with all of their English. Hello, how are you? Hello, I'm fine. Hello, what's your name? At every turn, at every corner, at every hallway, going up a stair, down a stair, into a bathroom. Hello, my name is, how are you? And Yao Ming. Yao Ming, Yao Ming! Sometimes with one thumb. Yao Ming! Sometimes with two thumbs. Yao Ming! But always excitedly. And not being particularly sports-oriented, my then-boyfriend and I had to look up that Yao Ming was an NBA basketball player for the Houston Rockets. He was 7'6". And I'm tall, I'm 6 feet tall. But my ex is 6'7". And for a country and an island, 1,000 islands in an archipelago off of the coast near Ningbo that no one has ever gone to, they're all about 5 feet tall. So for us, we are in fact Yao Ming! This archipelago, Dinghai, that we were on, not the archipelago, the island, was known for being a participant somehow in the Opium Wars and for fishing. And that's pretty much it. We were there to teach English for a year, and we hoped to get a little culture, maybe a little bit of language. And towards that end, and to help us with our communication, they gave us language classes in Chinese, which I was really, really bad at. But Kaz, my partner, was very good at it, and in no time at all, he's conversing with people in shops, he's ordering food, he's bartering for people, and every time we went to class, I would cry. And every time we left class, I would cry. And every time we talked about class, I would cry, and it was really embarrassing. I couldn't remember san se, which I can remember now, which is 1, 2, 3. I couldn't remember that she and shuda and saijian were different things. One of them is thank you, one is goodbye, and one is water, but they all started with S. It was really not so great for me. But we had a translator. We weren't just left alone. Leanne was our official translator, and she would take us to official things, like registering as foreign experts with the police, as required by law and the Communist Party. She also went along with us to the hospital when my foot got really swollen and red. We didn't know what was wrong with it, so she could translate. And after they did x-rays in a plywood box with 20 of the beaten and battered and bruising and bleeding people that we got to go in front of because I was an honorable foreigner, and they stuck their heads in the doorway while the x-ray was going on to watch, which was very odd because here we do we do lead sheets and things, but they watched sort of thing. She translated for us what the doctor said. He said that I had gout, which is generally an older man's disease who drinks a lot of beer and eats a lot of liver. I am not, and I do not, and I do not. But he also said some more things in between his very accurate and precise spitting into the spit bucket next to his desk. Behind us there was another bucket that had something, and I'm really sorry to say this, it looked like a liver or an abortion. But it was sitting on the table behind us, and we just tried to say, wait a minute. But between the spitting, he said something else, and we're like, Leanne, tell us what it is. She's like, oh, I don't want to. No, tell us what it is. And she goes, he says you also have a lot of bad spirits trying to feed your body through your foot. We looked at each other and laughed. Of course I have a lot of bad spirits, and that's why my foot is so very swollen. But anyway, so Leanne was there for us in those cases, and we still had these classes. They decided that my horrible Mandarin would improve if I practiced it in the real world. Now, as a profession, I'm an English teacher. I teach spoken language. And so I knew that this was a really good thing to have conversations in the language and you will learn better. So I practiced. It was decided the next time we went to Old Grandma and Old Grandpa's garage market, I would be the one ordering the food. So I practiced. Hulobo, Pingwo, Jidan, over and over until I stopped crying when I said them. And we got on our bikes and we rode to Old Grandma and Grandpa's garage market and fruit and vegetable store. And as soon as we got off our bikes, Kaz got right into conversation with Old Grandpa like they were old friends. I have no idea what they're talking about, but they're like, because he could do all those tones and pitches, and they're like slapping each other on the back and having a good old time, and Kaz is like this, go do your thing, and I'm like, I literally was sweating and shaking. And Old Grandma's standing there like this, and I said, Hulobo? And she went, Shuda! And grinned at me, and she had very few teeth. And she gave me some carrots. And I was really encouraged by this. And so I went, Pingwo? And she went, Shuda! Shuda! And she comes over and she gets me a bag of apples, and I've got no carrots and apples, and it's like magic. I say things I don't understand, and fruits and vegetables fall from the sky. So I've got one more. And I go, Jidan? And she goes, Shuda! Shuda! And she reaches up as high as she can. She pats me on the shoulder, and she goes up and she brings me a bag of chicken eggs. You have to say chicken egg. You can't just say egg with this. So she's standing there looking at me, and now I think she's picking up on Old Grandpa and Kaz having a conversation, and she thinks we should do this, and she jumps right in and starts, I don't even know what she's saying, and I'm like, oh no, I don't know what she's saying, and she's doing this, and then she says, Gao, and I'm like, wait a minute, Gao is the Yao Ming word, it means tall. I understand her, we're having a conversation. She said tall, and I get excited, I look at her and said, Shuda Gao! And she goes, Gao? And I said, Gao! And she says, Shuda Gao! And I said, Shuda Gao! And she gets really excited and she goes shuffling through the back of the garage market. And I'm standing there very proud because I've got eggs and carrots and apples. And Kaz and Old Grandpa are still going at it. And in she comes back, and she goes over to Old Grandpa, and she starts going, Gao and Gao and Gao and Gao and Gao, and this, and Kaz is watching, and all of a sudden he goes, boo! Boo, 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 boo! Boo means no. No, boo! No. Boo, Gao! No dog. And they look at each other, and they look at Kaz, and then all of them look at me, and then Kaz very quickly takes crumpled RMB, yuan, money, and pays for our little parcels, and pulls me out of the store and onto our bike. We get back to the university in the entranceway, and he stops and he goes, okay, listen. Go is tall, like Yao Ming, like me. Yao is dog, like Lassie, like food. They switched me out of conversational Chinese shortly after that to take shufa, which is the ancient art of calligraphy. I think they thought that I couldn't hurt too many people with ink and a paintbrush. So as I'm going off to Bhutan, as you heard, I am armed with one sentence, and it is Nagao, Nagao to Shoman Rala, which means I am a mermaid on a mountain honorably. I think I'm going to stick with that and do what many, many people over many years in many situations in many countries have said, Susie, maybe it's better if you just don't talk.
Susie Sims-Fletcher kid, yeah! Guys, I think I've learned something today. All right, now,